Couples of Reddit, what's the most unromantic thing that's happened between the two of you that actually is a stronger indication of love than others might think? 1. I had MRSA and my wound had to be packed with silver nitrate and wound tape to assure it didn't close over before healing. That meant my relatively new boyfriend was 2x daily putting me in agonizing pain and first pulling blood and pus-soaked packing material out of a hole in my arm. He was then ruthlessly shoving clean materials back in. I knew then he was the one. We've been happily married over 10 years now. 2. I was throwing up in front of him for the first time. He was holding my hair back with one hand whilst eating a Big Mac with the other. Zero hesitations. 3. In the first months of dating during one of our first intimate encounters my partner stopped to point out a weird hard spot on one of my balls. At the time it was a bit embarrassing, but when I got diagnosed with cancer a few weeks later I was really grateful. We've been together for 8 years now. 4. My husband had a thrombosed hemorrhoid that needed an incision. After the procedure I helped him make sure it was healing properly and shrinking by looking into his ass every day. I needed to make sure there was no infection. If that ain't love I don't know what is. 5. I had a severe attack of gastroenteritis. It was coming out of both ends. So I'm lying in bed and I suddenly have to vomit, so I try to run to the bathroom. I fail and proceed to vomit and poop all over the floor. He cleans me, the floor and the bathroom up, tucks me back into bed with some water, gives me a kiss and strokes my greasy and tangled head till I fall asleep. Most unromantic scenario ever, but he was there to help me get through it despite how gross it was. When I tried to apologize for him having to do all that, he said, "It's fine, sweetie. I love you and I know if the roles were reversed you'd do the same and I would too." 6. I have a now 12-year-old daughter who is not biologically his. However, she calls him dad now and he always refers to her as his daughter. When she was about 10 he'd been moved in. About 6 months we were settling into things as a family. I was working and they were home hanging out and she got her first period. I had briefly had a couple small discussions, enough that she knew what was happening, but was pretty unsure what to do. So he handed her some toilet paper, told her the basic girl trick of putting it in her underwear and took her to the store. He helped her pick out some pads, detoured to the ice cream, chocolate, chips and bakery section and picked up Junior Advil just in case. They settled in on the sofa. He explained the basics of how to use it, showed her a quick YouTube video, made up a hot water bottle for her, popped her dirty clothes on to soak, and they snuggled and she talked about it and they googled answers if he didn't have them. I came home to them having a nap on the sofa looking like a slumber party exploded and a happy child. Probably one of the moments I've loved him the most. 7. My husband helped me on and off the toilet when I was recovering from having our son. At one point I was able to go on my own but couldn't quite make it back to bed. So he lifted me off the toilet, pulled my adult diaper up and carried me back to bed. When he tucked me in he told me I make adult diapers look beautiful. It meant more to me than any other time he'd said it, lol.